Geometry students to the homework help video class. Sorry about that. Hold on one second. Page 110, numbers 1 through 5, and numbers 9 through 24. Go ahead and open your books to page 110. Have your homework out, your pens or pencils out, and your calculator ready, and let's get started. Let's start off with number, not sure why that's there. Let me delete that real quick. Let's start off with number 1. How are skew lines and parallel lines alike? How are they different? A really good thinking question. They are alike because skew lines and parallel lines have one thing in common. They never intersect. Parallel lines will never intersect. Skew lines will never intersect. How are they different? Well, there's that symbolism I told you about. Parallel lines have to be in the same plane. Skew lines, and I don't know of any symbolism for that, skew lines have to be in different planes. Alright? Plain and simple. That's it. Alright, numbers 2 through 5. The directions say in the book, fill in the blank with either parallel or perpendicular to make the statement true. So K and M. Here, let me get a little different color ink. Here's K. Here's M. Looks like they're perpendicular to me. Perpendicular. M. Did not mean to do that. M and L. Here's M. And here's L. Well, they look perpendicular to me. Or excuse me, parallel to me. L and J. Here's L. There's J. They look perpendicular to me. And then K, K and J. K and J. Here's K. Here's J. And obviously, they look good and parallel to me. So K is parallel to J. K is perpendicular to M. M is parallel to L. L is perpendicular to J. K is parallel to J. All right, let's take a look now at numbers 9 through 24. Numbers 9, 10, and 11, we determine whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay. Well, A and C, I mean, this is obviously twisted, turned a little slanted, and also there's no right angle symbol. So A and C are definitely not parallel. They intersect, and they're definitely not perpendicular. So A and C are neither. They are not parallel nor perpendicular. Number 10, Q and S. Well, here's Q, and here's S. If you'll look in your book, I know my picture's blurry, and I apologize, but look in your book. You'll see there's a right angle right there for Q and S. So Q and S are perpendicular. All right, number 11, that's really bad. So you'll definitely need to look in your book. We're looking at Y and Z. Now here's Y. If you look in your book, you'll see that's a Y. And here's Z. If you look in your book, that's a Z right there. And notice there's an arrow right here and an arrow right here. Those two lines are definitely parallel. Definitely parallel. You get a drink of water here. Okay, let's move on now to numbers 12, 13, and 14. 12, 13, and 14. The directions say, determine whether the lines are skew or not. Explain why. All right, let's start with U and W. U and W are not skew, and here's why. They intersect. Here's W. You drew that on your sheet of paper with a pen. Here's U. It's a pencil. You stabbed through your paper, and it hit right there on the line that you draw. Those two lines are intersecting. Skew lines cannot intersect. So why are they not skew? Because they do what? What do those two lines do? They intersect. Skew lines do not intersect. Number 13, we're looking at M and N. Now here's M. Again, it's like a pencil you've pushed through the paper, and it hit right there and then continued down. And this is N. This is like a line that you drew on your paper. There's no way those two lines will intersect. Even if you continue taking this line out, remember this is up in the air right here. This is like a pencil sticking up there. This is a line that you drew on your paper. Okay, these lines do not intersect, and they are in different planes. So yes, they are definitely skew. They do not intersect, and they lie in different planes. All right, number 14, we're looking at J and K. Now, here's J right here. Pretend you had a box on your desk, and here's a corner of it going up and down. Now it would continue going up and down, straight up and straight down, okay? Now this line back here is in a totally different plane, and it's going to go left to right, like this. It will never hit this line. Well, it looks like they're intersecting Mr. Earhart right here. It just looks that way. Remember, this line here is going straight up and down in the front of the box, and this is the back of the box with a line going across. Yes, these lines are skew. They do not intersect, and they are in totally different planes. All right, let's take a look at 15 through 19. 15 through 19. First of all, you're going to decide whether these lines are parallel, perpendicular, or skew. All right? Parallel, perpendicular, or skew. Excuse me for yawning. I apologize. Okay, we're starting with line DE. I'm going to highlight that for you with a different color. Here's DE. Here's AB. And GC. Now, I'm not sure. There's definitely no way that all three lines are in the same plane. And I'm looking at, let me read the directions carefully, because yes, it's true that DE and AB are parallel. They're in the same plane. And it's true that AB and GC are parallel. They're in the same planes. Now, I think I see what they're saying. Now, if you were able to draw an imaginary plane that slanted downward like this, and like a knife, and cut through the box, there's that plane right there. Notice that DE and GC would be in the same plane, and they also don't intersect. So yes, it is true. All of those lines are parallel. That's a tough one to see. That's a really hard one to see. But the answer is they are all parallel. Okay, DE and BE. Well, here's DE, and here's BE. And notice there's a right angle right there. So we definitely know that's pretty easy. Those two lines are perpendicular. Okay, number 17, BE and GC. Now, let's see what we got here. BE and GC. Here's BE, and here's GC. Now, this, look at this, is like the front of a box, like a pencil. It's going straight up and down. It's not going to hit this line back here. It's going straight up and down. And this is a totally different plane back here. GC is running this way. And those two lines will never be in the same plane because one's flat and one's going one's going straight up and down. So these two lines do not intersect. They will never intersect, and they're not in the same plane. So these two lines are skew. This is a really tough exercise here. So if you're a little confused and it's taking you a little more time to see it, don't be discouraged. This is not easy. Okay, BE is blank to plane DEF. Well, first of all, I'm going to highlight DEF. So here's D. Here's plane DEF. There's the whole plane right there. BE is blank. Well, here it is right here. Look at that. BE is what to the plane? It's perpendicular. Look, there's a right angle right there. BE is perpendicular to the plane DEF. So perpendicular. And then plane, grab a drink of water again. Plane GAD, let me highlight that for you, GAD, and plane CBE, CBE. What do those two planes appear to be? They appear to be parallel, guys. Think about it. If you're holding, excuse me, this box in your hands, you've got a left side over here and a right side over here. Well, those two planes should be running the exact same directions. So those two planes would be parallel. All right, hope that's helped a little bit. Let's go ahead and move on now to number 20. Number 20 reads as follows. Philip Pettit sometimes uses a long pole to help him balance on the tightrope. Are the rope and the pole intersecting, perpendicular, parallel, or skew? Now you'll have to look in your book at page 111 and you'll see a picture of Philip Pettit. And there's a line, like here's the tightrope right here. And again, you know I'm not a very good drawer, but here's the tightrope that he's walking on. And then here he is, and I'm sure you guys will get a kick out of this. We'll do a stick figure. So there's the two legs. And now think about it, guys. This stick that he's holding, and you can look in the book. Of course, their drawing in the book will not be nearly as skilled as my drawing, but there's the stick that he's holding. Well, guys, that's going across the tightrope, and it's above it up in the air. Those two lines are never going to be in the same plane. One's going left and right, and one's going up and down this way, north and south. And they definitely don't intersect. If you look in your book, you'll see it. Okay, they're not going to intersect, and they're definitely in different planes. So it is true that the rope that he's walking on, the pole that he's holding, are definitely skew. All right, 21 through 24, and we're finally done. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of all these. They're in the way, and hopefully you will listen to my explanation and not just copy the answers down. Okay, 21 through 24, the directions read as follows. Think of each segment in the diagram below as a part of a line. There may be more than one correct answer. Name a line that appears to be parallel to QR. Okay, here's QR. Name some lines that appear to be parallel. That means it would fall in the same plane. Well, UV would be parallel. I would say, this is supposed to be a T right here. If you look in your book, you'll see that. I would say TS is parallel to it. And I would also say XW is parallel. So any of those answers would be sufficient. All right? Okay, let's continue on and take a look at 22. Name a line that's perpendicular to QR. Now, here's QR. Name a line that's perpendicular, or that appears to be perpendicular. Well, QU would be 1. RV, I think, would be 1. All right. They're saying, let's see what else here. Name a line skew to QR. Name a line skew to QR. Well, listen. I mean, it's all the lines running the other direction that aren't going to intersect. Like TQ runs the other direction than QR, but yet they still intersect right there. So it's not going to be skew. Okay? And look at SR. I mean, SR right here is going to intersect QR right here. So they're not skew. And UV is not going to intersect QR, but it's not skew. That's parallel. They lie in the same plane. Okay? So here we go. UX, guys, will never intersect QR. It's below it. And they're not in the same plane. So they're skew. So UX, I'll cross that off. VW right here. Look, it's below it. It's below the line. It's not going to intersect, and they're in different planes. TX, definitely. TX is going up and down. So if you looked at it continuing going up and down, it's in different planes, and it would never intersect QR. And then SW over here would continue going up and down, up and down. It would be in a different plane. It would never intersect QR. So those are examples of skew lines. And now, last but not least, number 24, name a plane that appears to be parallel to QRS. Well, that's so easy. That's the top of the box. That's pretty easy. So the top of the box is QRST. So the plane that's the bottom of the box that would be parallel to it would be plane. Now remember, when you name a plane, you just need 3 letters. So you could say plane UXW, plane XWY, plane W, that's a V. So plane UXW, plane XWV, plane WVU, or plane VUX. Any 3 letters are fine when naming a plane. All right? I hope this exercise has helped. I did not feel like it was very difficult, and I hope you agree with me on that. All of this information, of course, will be on the quiz on Friday, so please make sure you're ready for it. And that's it. Have a good day.